Yep, I know how it works. You hate your job. You're sick of being told when to be there, how to be there, how long you have to be there. You're tired of missing out on things that you could be doing with your family. And I know you just want to walk out on your job tomorrow. Trust me, I know. So do I. But should you walk out on it tomorrow? You know what? Stick around. Let's talk about it. Hey there, guys. I am so happy that you decided to stop by and see me again. I'm thinking maybe I should make cookies next time. I'll have to maybe add that to my list of things to do. Welcome to Debbie J TV. I am Debbie, obviously. So where should we start? First of all, let me let you know this is not the first business that I've started, so I'll give you a little bit of background just so that you have an idea of why I feel like I can talk on this subject. For those of you that don't know a lot about me, I'm a single mom, and obviously as a single mom, I have always had to have a job. Okay, so maybe not always. I actually lived with my mother until my son was about 2 years old. And, you know, she was always willing to help out where we needed it. But seriously, how long do you want to live off of your mom paying your bills, right? Back in 1998, I moved my son and I from Illinois to Arizona for a job. And within 6 months of getting out here, my job quit me. So I had to find something that I could do ASAP because I had just bought a home literally 4 weeks before they gave me a 2-week notice. So I went looking through the newspaper ads. I found a company that I thought would work out for me because the guy that I was talking to couldn't put his first name and last name together in a sentence, but he told me he was making $13,000 a month. He was doing what I wanted to do. So I got started with that company, and I absolutely just did exactly what he told me because I'd been doing what everyone else had been telling me to go to work for corporate America, and you know, you just heard how that worked out. So I thought, you know what, just go do what he said because he was making the kind of income that I wanted to make and he was working for himself. So I got started over there. It started going really well, really fast, which honestly, that is not typical. Most people don't start a business and become successful right away. It takes time, it takes effort, it takes persistence. And if you want to join in on that conversation, definitely hit the subscribe button down below, hit the bell icon next to it. That way you're going to get notice of when those videos come out. And I want you to come join in that conversation. If you've been looking at what type of business to start, or you've wanted to start or grow an online business using YouTube and other social media, like I said, hit the subscribe button down below and join me in my conversations. So, like I said, initially I started doing really well with the business. In the first 3 months, I had made over $10,000, and that allowed me to make sure that my bills were paid, make sure that I could keep my house, and continue to move forward with the business. And I can see where that information alone could lead you to believe, like, okay, why shouldn't I quit my job tomorrow, right? But the thing is, I didn't own that business. The owners of that company made some serious changes that were detrimental to my income. I got to the point where I wasn't making any money. I almost lost my house and I had to figure out something else to do. And I ended up working at a local gas station just to keep my lights on. And here's the thing, I have the type of personality that I can kind of fly by the seat of my pants without a lot of discomfort. But even for me in that particular situation, I got to the point where I was fighting off depression. I didn't know what I was going to do. And I don't want to see you guys put yourself in a do or die situation. And there's a couple of reasons for that. First of all, it moves you into what I call need mode. That means you need to make a sale. You need to make money. You need to get a product out. You need people to buy it. You need people to listen. And I am telling you right now, people will pick up on that. Now, for me, I spend enough time around those kind of people that I've learned to recognize it really quick. But just to give you an idea, there was a gentleman I worked with at my job who introduced me to a business opportunity that he was working on. And this was recently, about a year or two ago. And I flat out told him, look, I don't do that type of business anymore because I was a top income earner at a previous business in direct sales. But my son had been looking for something. So I told him, I'll check with him and see if he would be interested in attending your meeting. And the guy was super nice. You know, he was getting me the information. He sent me a text with the phone number for my son to call. When I got home and I talked to my son about it, he said that he wasn't necessarily interested, but more specifically, that week he had something on his schedule that he had to do, so he wasn't going to be able to make the meeting that week. Well, I saw this guy at work the following week, and I told him that my son wasn't coming, and he went from super sweet and super helpful to insta nasty. Okay, he just let me know under no uncertain terms that I didn't know what I was talking about. I should be willing to go to the meeting. If I was serious about making money, then I would be there, I would make time, blah blah blah. Understand, I had already told him I had no intentions of coming to his meeting or attending his conference because I don't do that type of business anymore. I'm not interested in working a business where someone else has control over the direction that it goes. Been there, done that, almost lost my home over it. So again, that's something we can talk about later on a different day as well. So, you know, like I said, make sure you hit the subscribe button because we got lots of things to talk about. So what I would tell you is, like I said, the reason I say don't quit your job tomorrow, I'm not saying don't quit your job to do a business. What I want you to understand is that you need to do whatever it takes to keep your stress levels low, to keep your lights on, to keep your bills paid, and to keep your family taken care of. And if that means that you're building a business on the side, like what I'm doing currently with YouTube, then build a business on the side. Now, on the flip side of that, the question is, if you're building a business on the side, do you have what it takes to do that? Because you're going to have to make the time. You're going to have to find the time. No excuses. As I mentioned earlier, building a business takes time, energy, and sacrifice. But again, we'll go into more detail on that on another video. So again, like I said, I'm not saying don't quit. I'm just saying don't quit your job tomorrow. Not without savings, not without a backup plan, not without a second person in the house to pick up your household bills, not without a plan B in case it takes longer to grow your business and grow your income than what you originally expected when you decided to walk out of your job. And definitely if you don't have the kind of personality that allows you to continue to move forward regardless of the struggles that are in your house financially or in your mind mentally. As for me, my first business that I started with, it turned out okay for a few years. I originally switched over to a different type of business. That went really well. I became a top income earner. I spent several years getting to travel the world with my son, which was really awesome. I taught a lot of people how to run their own business from their house, how to do a direct sales type of company, and I taught them how to work on their mindset so that no matter what type of business they wanted to run, they could move forward and do their very best with it. But again, the business that I switched to was one that I still didn't have control over. Somebody else owned it. I was strictly a top income earner within that business. So I had a little bit of say on what happened, but not enough. So when the owners in that company made changes, the culture started changing. It became more about the money than the people. So I made the choice to walk away from it. But that's another story for another day as well. You know, I've just learned that sometimes even in business when you're doing extremely well, you've got to make some tough choices, and you have to make the choices that are best for you and best for your family. Now, one choice that I know isn't super tough, hopefully, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up down there below the video and let me know. And like I always say, guys, life is short. Go out and make it happen. I'll talk to you guys later.